Alright, we promised we're gonna do a lot today. Alright, and just a closer look of the before, and we hope that we're gonna be able to accomplish so much on this beautiful sun. There you go. So my plan today is to finally finish the cardboard, to lay out all the cardboards over there on the beds, on that empty part there inside, finish the interior staining of the greenhouse, and we'll start off doing the polycarbonates, get some wood for, get some timber for the raised garden beds inside, and we hope to finish that in a span of just a few hours. Good luck to us. Are very healthy snow peas, and just check out day 9 of our carrots. They're sprouting beautifully, guys. Look. Our corianders, can't wait to use some for biryani. On our onions, courgette, zucchini, looking nice as well. The lettuce is growing healthy. So proud of my little garden.
So it's time to install the roof, and first thing is this thing. This is what this box has. This thing goes underneath the corrugated polycarbonate. Basically, it's kind of like, it seals and also prevents it from cracking too much because it expands and contracts. So that's what this is for, and aesthetically it actually is quite good as well. So basically you lay this thing underneath, and the polycarbonate, which is right there, is going on top, and you see the grooves right there. Basically it goes underneath that, and you lay them on top. And the way we're going to do it, this thing is, I'm going to put one on top, basically one straight row, then one on the middle as well, and then down at the bottom there. And hopefully I can do it all today, hopefully, cross fingers. So that's how it looks like. Basically lay that top, laying like that there, then the roof goes over it like that. So there we go. It's now standing up. Before I was actually looking at designs of greenhouses on YouTube, Pinterest, Google, everything, and trying to look what works for us here on our section. And because initially I was actually thinking of doing the same thing, same design actually, of that shade there, where the roof's actually just mono pitch, as opposed to like that one. Can remember gable end on those roof. So but I ended like this just because I want more clearance basically from the ground with basically maximizing the timber that we have, because you buy the timbers in 6-meter length, just like that one. So that one, wait, so we buy that in 6-meter lengths, and I want to, as much as possible, maximize that. So I ended up putting in 2 meters of height on this one, and if I do the same thing as that one, then that will mean the other side will be much higher than the other side. So I'd end up with quite a number of waste of timber, because with this one 6 meters, I can basically make 3 studs. This is basically the stud. I make on one timber, I can make 3 of those, and with very short, kind of tiny waist. So that's how I ended up with. So basically that's 2 meters, and then rake ceiling at 25 pitch, just the same as what we have in our house. So that's why that's how it is. It's actually, if you start building things, doing DIYs, it's going to be really quite easy to if you just put thoughts on it, you'd find that it's very easy to build, because this thing here is just basically 4 walls connected together. I built the first wall here, and then the next wall over there, and then the next one over there, and then the next one on the other side. And I've staggered the installation of this just to make it a lot easier to nail, because the nails of that goes through this end as opposed to nailing on that. You can see there's a nail here, but that's just because I put in a brace on this one, and I want that to hold more in case there's a movement on this. But as you can see, it's quite sturdy now. So those braces are basically for the wind, because we have quite a wind going. How do you control this thing? Going that side, and then so the face of this come on, the face of that receives quite a strong wind, and we had that shed at the back got blown away before, so you can appreciate how much wind this thing will receive. So that's why I didn't actually what do you call it, I didn't save on timber trying to put in braces. And on the roof as well, I put in those, if you can see those cross things, those are braces that they have now. Before, the when that didn't exist, this thing is how you do it, the old style. And now that those you have those, then you can brace with that. The concept of that basically is when the wind blows that way, and since that end is tied up, that end is tied up to this end. So if the wind blows on that, it gets pushed towards that side, but it can't really move. I keep pointing on without the camera. When this thing receives wind, it passes the energy going that way. But since you have it tied down on the other end, right at the bottom here, it's not going to move. So basically that's the concept of it. It's same goes for the other end. So on the roof I put in 2 one on this end and one on the other. And on the walls, I've just basically put in braces like that, and because I think I just prefer it, because I thought it would be better. You can, by all means, you can do it that way as well, but it's just preference for me. And on the doors, before I really don't know how to build such things. I can do the walls easy, but when you have openings like windows and doors, it's kind of different, because you have to install this lintel beams, they call, just to support the weight of anything above it, that roof. It's a lot, I can say it's a lot easier to install, to do the roof of that one, because basically the timber, you just lay it on top of the walls, whereas this one you kind of like need to sort out your angles, all those things, and you have the ridge beam at the middle. So like I said, it's just 4 walls put together, one here, and then I've used screws and nails. I've screwed it first just so I can compress it together and then nailed it together. And just to support the roof, I put in collar ties on that one, that there. I don't want to, well, I can put in a truss, a full truss, which is basically timber from that bottom end to the other end here, and then have like a W shape timber connections like that with heaps of those nail plates. However, in doing that, I'd reduce the height of this thing. I'm limited to 2 meters because of the timbers, like I said earlier. But so just to make it higher, I just use collar ties instead of a full truss. I'm not planning on standing up on the roof anyway, so, but if I do, I'm pretty sure it can easily carry my weight. But like I said, I'm not planning on going on the roof, doing anything silly up there. This is a small, just greenhouse, so I don't really intend on doing anything silly above, on top. So any questions, just ask Kirby, and I'll try and answer as much as I can, because initially when I was looking at designs and configurations of greenhouses, I was kind of trying, well, it's quite hard. There are so many things, but it's not, I'd say not suited for New Zealand conditions, wind, weather and everything. So on this I've basically mix and match codes, the New Zealand code NZ3604 from, if that's correct, and also some practices that I've seen on the School of YouTube, which is amazing. So basically that's it. Any questions, hit me up.
Alright, there you go. We are halfway through the other side of the roof. It's been probably a couple of hours that has gone by. Ronald is saying it's just a bit tricky because of the roofing profiles, but that's how to do it properly. And we really have to put the roofing profiles in, and it could be easier without it. So it will take a while. I haven't done much. I've done the staining as you've seen in the video a while ago before Ronald explained the structure of why we did it this way, why he chose to did the structure that way. It's a bit hot, so I'm just resting. And yeah, so I'll do all of that today, and hopefully in the next vlog we'll be able to show you the rest of how the roof was done and made. And so yeah, it's quite a long, this is probably one of our longest vlogs. And yeah, bye, see ya on our next vlog.